Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do another get ready with me. I wanted to show you guys the look that I've been trying to do with the silver eyeshadow that I've been trying to use a little bit more this month. If you've seen my Pan That Palette, then you know that I'm trying to use this at least 10 times this month, and we're currently at number 6, so we're doing well. This was number 6. So yeah, I've tried to combine it with a little bit more warmer tones to make this very wearable and pretty neutral look, even though there is that bright silver on my eyes. That's it. Let's just jump right into it and look at how I've gotten to this. Okay, so I went ahead and already did one eye as well as my eyebrows, and I primed my eyes. As always, I do that with my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. And my eyebrows I have done with my Makeup Forever eyeshadow in M536, which may or may not be because I have finished off another product that I was using for my brows. Anyway, let's jump in. So first of all, I am using my Too Faced Glamour To Go palette mostly for this look, but a little bit of that Too Faced Enchanted Glamourland as well, of course. So I'm gonna start with this pinkish color right here and my what is it called, Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush. And even though it's called a crease brush, I'm going to use this to highlight my brow bone. And I'm already realizing I'm starting off wrong because I actually put on my Miss Helen eyeshadow pencil before doing that even. So let's make sure I actually do that now that there is nothing on my lids. I'm not putting green under my brow bone anyway. So I'm using the darker side of those two, which I've pushed up a little bit because, as you might know, that is kind of in here a little bit loosely, which is of course not very nice, but which is also why I'm using it up, because it's getting pretty dry. Let's get my hair out of the way. Okay, so as you can see with this one as well, there really isn't that much of color to show, but this one, it has quite a tacky base, so that's actually nice to use because the colors that I will pop on now will stand out a little bit more. So brow bone color done. Then we're going again in with this Makeup Forever eyeshadow, and this time I'm using a Hema crease brush. Hema is a Dutch drugstore type of store. I always forget how to call them in English because it's not an actual drugstore. They sell other stuff as well. Anyway, I'm gonna use this as my transition color in my crease right now. This one is really nice because it's slightly darker than my skin tone. Well, like, it's in my brows as well, so it's a good bit darker than my skin tone, but it's light enough that you barely notice. Like, you could make a like no makeup look with it basically. So that is going in my crease as my transition color, and then we're going in with the darker color. So I was using the purple color that was in my Too Faced Enchanted Glamourland palette for this initially, but that's almost gone, so I kind of wanted to show you guys the look that I can keep doing for a little bit longer. It's not done yet. So I'm going in with the dark brown color that is in my Glamour To Go palette, and I'm putting that on the outer part of the lid to start off with, and then I'm going into my crease as well, kind of blend that out a little bit just to get a little bit of darkness on the outside and a little bit more definition in my crease as well. I don't know whether you guys are able to see this, but the brown is quite powdery because, as you can see, just by applying that little bit, it already kicked up a little bit of product in the white as well, which is a bit of a shame, but it's fine. Okay, next product that I'm going in with, and I don't always do this, but I like recently figured out that I kind of like doing this as well. This is the Aquarelle chalk from Catrice that I am panning in one of my projects as well. And again, with that Hema crease brush, I'm going into that, and I'm using that to warm up the crease a little bit and kind of fade it out at the same time to make it not overly dark, but to make sure that there is a nice bit of warmth in my crease. And then next I'm going in with the taupey color that is in my Glamour to Go palette. And that one I'm using kind of as a transition color in between the silver and the brown. Because I feel like the taupe colors, like, it's a little bit of a cooler tone, so it works well with the silver, but then it is not too cool toned, so it blends nicely into the like warmer brown color and that orange as well. But then the star of this show, I'm going in with the silver color, which is called Ooh Aah in my palette. This is actually the 6th time that I've used it, so I'm doing pretty well this month. My goal was to try and use this 10 times this month, and we're going on to the middle part of this month, so we're on schedule. So I'm going into that with my Real Techniques shading brush, and I'm putting that on the inner part of my lids. I'm slightly going over that taupe again, so I just want to make sure I blend those together, so whatever's left on the brush that I use for the taupe, I'm going back in to kind of blend those two together a little bit more. And then also I'm taking the little bit that's left on the orange just to warm up that part of the look a tiny bit, because there really isn't that much left on this brush anymore to begin with. And then lastly, I'm using my Real Techniques 202 brush, and I'm going into Stiletto, and that is a color that I use kind of as my eyeliner in this look, or in like pretty much every look that I'm doing, not just this one. Just applying that really close to my lash line to get a little bit more of a oomph, I guess, to my eyelashes. So I'm not really using it as an eyeliner as such, but I'm using it so that my eyelashes seem a little bit fuller once I apply my mascara. That basically is the look. The only thing that I still have to do is the inner corner highlights, but I'm gonna get my whole face done before I go there. So what I always do is use my powder brush at the bottom of my eyes just to make sure any fallout is gone. And then we're going in with concealer, and for concealer, trying to get them, I'm using these two Urban Decay Naked Skin concealers. One of them is in Fair Neutral and the other one is in Light Neutral. You might be able to tell that like this one is a little bit more orangey while this one is a little bit lighter. So I prefer the orange one under my eyes and the lighter one to make sure that this part doesn't become too orangey, but that orangey undertone works really well with the blue purplishness that ends up under your eyes every now and then. So I'm doing that a little bit beside my nose as well, and then on the other places where I need it. But then before I actually start blending, and now I look amazing now, I put a little bit of that lighter color kind of in between or next to some of the other places where I've put that concealer, like more on my face, like my cheeks and my chin, so that will blend together to a better color and it wouldn't be too orangey on me. That white would be a little bit too light, but those two together work as a great color for me. But then the orangey color on my nose and under my eyes actually works really well to cancel out kind of the blueness. Like my nose is more red than blue, but for some reason that works too. And what I really like about this concealer as well, that it kind of seems to fill up my pores a little bit, which I definitely need at the top of my cheeks and my nose. So I'm kind of trying to push it into those pores as well, basically. And that's the concealer. Then I'm going in with another cream product, I guess, and that is this NYX lipstick in Christy. And I'm using the stippling brush from Real Techniques to put that on my cheeks just really lightly, just to give it a little bit of a cooler pinkish base before I put the rest on. And it's a good way for me to kind of use this lipstick a little bit as well. So using the stippling brush to make sure it is on my cheeks, And then using my fingers to kind of blend that out a little bit. Make sure it's not too overly pink. And then we're going in with my Bourjois Healthy Mix powder in Vanilla and the Real Techniques powder brush. And I'm using that all over my face. I don't use too much because I want to keep a bit of a glow on my face. So I just want to make sure this keeps my makeup in place, but I don't want to like overdo it and make it too matte. Then it's time for a little bit of a contour or bronzer, and here as well I'm using my Makeup Forever eyeshadow. It's very multi-purpose. I'm using a Hema Kabuki brush, which I really like for this because I can kind of sheer it out a little bit because it's a bigger brush. If I would go all in, it would be either too dark or too orange. It's a problem that I have oftentimes, and doing it this way kind of fades it out nicely. So there is a little bit of shape starting to form, but it doesn't get too orange. Then it's time for the blush, and again we're going with the Too Faced Glamour To Go palette, and I'm using the blush that is in this palette, and I'm like accidentally going into the bronzer that's right next to it a little bit because my brush is too big, but I actually don't mind because that gives a little bit of a warmer tone to that blush as well. And then for highlighters, I'm kind of switching between two at the moment. This one is not the NYX one. This is a Snow Bunny bronzer, which I have repressed and kind of looks a little bit more champagne-y at the moment. And this is the NARS Albatros one, which is a little bit more gold. Today I feel like going for the NARS Albatros one, and I'm using the contour brush from Real Techniques for that. And I'm applying that on the tops of my cheeks. Or like my cheekbones, however you want to call that. Also a little bit on the tip of my nose and my cupid's bow. Then when all of that is done, like normally my eyebrows come in somewhere here as well. I do my bronzer and then I do my eyebrows because I do it with the same products. Now I'm going in with the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk for my inner corners. Just kind of blending that out as well. And here again we're going with a little bit of a warmer shade, and we're going in with Joy Chum Wheezy from the Too Faced Enchanted Glamourland palette. And I'm applying that on my inner corners, going slightly over that silver as well, just to warm it up a little bit more. Although this gold is not too overly warm, so it's a little yellowish though. Okay, that's it. So I've already curled my eyelashes with this NYX eyelash curler, and what I then still need is my Rose Dewy Glow Face Mist from the Body Shop. Yep. For some reason I always have to do this with my face when I do that. Okay, so letting that dry a little bit, we're gonna put on my lip products. At the moment I'm using my DA lip color quite a bit because I'm hoping I can get that one done before spring starts. And it's in my Finish 6 by Spring. So I'm putting that on my lips, but I feel like it's a little bit too metallic-y, especially with this silver that I've got going on my face. So I'm using this in combination with the Rimmel Apocalyptic lip color. What is this again? Lip lacquer, yes, in Celestial. And this way the metallicness goes away a little bit, but I do keep the slightly cooler tone of that purple that was underneath it. And lastly, mascara. I'm using my Clinique High Impact Mascara for this, which is basically the mascara that I always use. And that's it. That is the finished look. So I've got the nice silver color on my eyes, but with a little bit of the warmer tones in my crease. I feel like it's very wearable. It's pretty neutral, even though there is a bright, like, metallic silver eyeshadow on my eyes. I have to say I'm not too sure about this color in my eyebrows though. I like the NYX Taupe blush a little bit better because it's a little bit more cool tone. But let me know what you guys think. This is different. it works. It works. Yeah, that is it. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye for now.